Okay, finally, I bring out my guitar. Second time in 3 years. I probably won't play anything because it's out of tune. Actually, I haven't picked the guitar up for a while. Seriously, I haven't played seriously for quite a while. But it's a nice little prop. Oh, look at that string up there. Whoa! Look at that. Need to cut those strings. Actually, it needs new strings. There's a little bit of rust on the on the top strings because they're the thinner strings, so they're more susceptible to rust. Okay, but look, the topic for today. This is Kim Willis, by the way, as if you didn't know. But the topic for today is: do you need to be awesome to be successful? Do you? You need to be awesome. You might feel awesome, but do you need to be awesome from let's say, from a skills point of view? Because that's where a lot of success derives from. It derives from the skills that you acquire, implement, and display. Do you need to be awesome? Do you? Yeah or no? Yeah or no? Actually, soon I've got the guitar. Better put my sunglasses on. My new Elton John sunglasses. Ooh. Yeah, rock and roll, baby. A rock and roll. Okay, so look, back to the question. Look, just before I start, if you don't know me from Adam or Eve, I'm a digital marketer. I've been digitally marketing. I've been marketing online since 2006. And oh, something happened there. Oh, gee, I think one of the knobs fell off. I've had this thing since I was 30 years of age. It was given to me by my late wife when I was on my 30th birthday, and I've treasured it ever since. About 15 years ago, I was offered $5,000 for it. She paid $1,200 for it, which it was the most expensive guitar in our city, and it was the one that I wanted. It was a jazz guitar, semi-acoustic, so you could play without amplification if you wanted to. Yet I've treasured it, and I turned down that offer, obviously. And so I'm a digital nomad, and I've been traveling different parts of the world and living in different parts of the world, enjoying the experiences, exploring local cultures, being a guy that came from a big provincial city in Australia. It's been a real eye-opener, unbelievable. But I take the guitar with me, right? I take this baby with me. And unfortunately, I started to get this arthritis thing in the fingers, the little fingers, and it just I had to give up playing it. Even though I brought it with me, I had to stop playing with it. So if anyone's got a cure for arthritis or something that can reduce inflammation, please tell me, because I really miss playing my guitar. When I was younger, I wanted to be a professional jazz musician. In fact, I was offered a job in that role, working for a leading orchestra in Sydney, Australia. But yeah, anyway, who we got on the call? Here? Okay, we got Laurel. Hi, Laurel. It was great to see you in the challenge that we ran last month. Joseph, how you doing there, Joseph? Ross, g'day, Ross. Ross from New South Wales, Sydney. I think it's Sydney, isn't it? Yeah. I think I saw you at a conference in Malaysia. I think I remember meeting you there. Okay, all right, yeah. So the old guitar. Now the point. Okay, it's a prop, all right. But the point of the message is that I've never been awesome at anything. I've never been awesome at anything. Yet a lot of the time I've done well. I've never been the #1 affiliate marketer when I started doing that. And when I joined another program, this is 2006, all right, so that was my first one. I joined that program, and it didn't take long for me to get onto the leaderboards, but I could never crack #1. I'm talking globally, right? I could never crack #1. There was always someone better than me, and often it was more than one person who was better than me. Then I joined another affiliate program a few years later. I think it was three years later. And once again, I got onto the leaderboards. I was making sales. I was making pretty good income. My phone's pinging away there. And, oh, hang on. Can you guys hear me? I was supposed to do a sound check. It was working when I was green. Oh, okay. Thanks, Laurel. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, you can hear me. I'm sure if you couldn't, you would say something, wouldn't you? Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I joined the second affiliate program in 2009 it was. Okay, so that was 3 years later. And it didn't take long once again to get onto the onto the leaderboards, because I already had built a bit of a tribe, a following with the first program. See, that's the whole thing. That's what I'm about. Tribe building, build your warm audience. It's smart. It's smart. Working with cold audiences is dumb. So anyway, so I had a warm audience, and that warm audience, I exposed them to this new thing that I started promoting. It was in the travel industry as affiliate marketing, kind of a biz op thing as well, in 2009. And straight away, I started to do well, but I could never get to the #1 spot. There was always someone better than me. All right, always. And same with the guitar. There was always someone better than me. I was pretty good technically, but I didn't have a great ear. But I was assured, I knew I could improve my ear over time. The fact that I was offered a job in a great orchestra, jazz kind of band, was proof positive of that. But there were weaknesses, right? There were always deficiencies. Okay, so I was great technically. I was extremely disciplined. I was quite good on improvisation, but there are other areas where I was a bit weak, right? So, and there were always people who were a bit better than me. Okay, even when it came to creative pursuits. So that was 2009, second affiliate program. Third major affiliate program happened in 2000. I started doing it in a reasonably committed way in 2013. Quickly got onto the leaderboards. There was a competition. I was in the running. I was like #3, #4 or something like that to win the big prize. And I thought, and I was starting to move up, thought I could get to #2. I think I might have touched on #2 for 1 week, but I still lost the prize because there was always someone better than me. All right. So what's the message here? Do you have to be awesome to be successful? No, you don't. You don't. You don't have to be awesome. You don't. You just need to be proficient, consistent, persistent, maintain that positive attitude as best you can, handle setbacks as best you can, all of those things that you've heard a million times before. But don't think because you see all these gurus and, you know, superstars all out there that you have to emulate them. In all probability, you won't, and you probably can't, for all sorts of reasons, unless you're that 1 in a million. Okay? Well, I'm not the 1 in a million. You know, I'm down there. I'm second tier. I'm second tier. But hey, I quit the rat race after 55 days back in 2006. I've been a digital nomad for 5 years and generating an income solely online during that period. And I've had some fantastic wins along the way. But there was always someone better than me. And oftentimes it was a bunch of people that were better than me. And they were better than me for a whole range of reasons. Maybe they're more talented than me. Maybe they had more skills than me. Maybe they just had a bigger audience than me. They built their audience up over a longer period of time and they're able to tap into their audience and make a lot of sales very, very fast. Okay? But as I said, if you've got a few of the success ingredients in place, that's probably good enough. As long as you've got the burning desire, yeah, you got to have that. You got to have that because that makes up for a lot of other deficits. Talent deficit, skills deficit. The burning desire makes up for a lot of it. You don't have to be #1. Okay, so Laurel, she says you have to be, years ago the words, you have to be best in your field were said to me. Yeah, very damaging. No, you don't have to be the best in your field, and it's subjective anyway, unless it's in a scientific field, engineering or something like that. But in the field of marketing, online sales, generating leads online, winning clients online, you don't have to be the best. You just need to be good at finding people, connecting with them on digital platforms such as Facebook. Get good at that. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be #1. You don't even have to be #10. You could be number 5,028. Who cares? You know, you will still attract your audience because there will be some people out there that resonate with your unique message. They'll resonate with it. They'll lock into it because you're speaking their language. You're not speaking above them. You're not speaking below them. You're speaking their language, but you're adding value as well. You're adding value as well, but there's always going to be someone that likes your style. They like your style. They like the sort of person that you are. They like the kind of values that you project, okay? You might call them personal brand values, all right? So there's always an audience. There's always an audience for just about anybody, okay? And it doesn't matter what age you are. Doesn't matter whether you're 16 years of age or whether you're 75 years of age. I've helped and worked with people who are in both, at both extremes of the age spectrum, for instance. It doesn't matter whether you come from a technical background. It doesn't matter, and you've had no, commercial experience before, no entrepreneurial experience, no marketing background, nothing like that. You're coming to this arena as a newbie. It does not matter, because you have something to offer. I know you do. We've all got some greatness within us. It doesn't mean to say that we're going to be absolutely great ultimately, but within our own little sphere, we have elements of greatness. So why don't just focus on that and find people who resonate with you. Your voice connects with them. It locks in with them. They see it and they think, oh, what this person is saying, what she is saying, it resonates. It resonates 110%. There's something she said, something he said that just clicks with me. You don't know whether you have the key to unlock that person's brain. You don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I'm able to do it with some people, other times no. There are people out there that can't stand me. That's fine. Let's not worry about trying to please everybody. Let's just focus on those people who will resonate with us. So that's the main message I just wanted to leave you with today, because I had a bit of a session with a guy a few days ago, and it got me thinking. And this is a guy that hasn't made a lot of money online, but he still taught me something. He still taught me something. He doesn't have anywhere near the results that I've had, but he had a unique perspective, and there was something about him that kind of triggered a little bit of a positive response from me. And he was basically saying, look, even though, I haven't done much online, I have this basic philosophy that everyone has a little bit of greatness within them. And he said, I see my role as being one that helps people to recognize their greatness and bring it out so the whole world can see it. And then when you do that, there's always going to be a percentage of people that will love it. They'll love it, because that's your unique message expressed in your unique way. And lots of people out there will love it. And when I say lots, it may only be 1%, but hey, 1% of, a large number is still going to be good enough. You don't need that many true fans to prosper. You don't need many. You might have 20. You might have 30. You might have 50. You can prosper. You can probably quit your job if you had 50 true fans, 50 people that love what you do. And they love your ideas, and you may not have made a cent online. You've just been doing Facebook Lives or something like that. You build a following. See? So, hey, Robbie from Arizona, how you doing, man? Was it the guitar that attracted you, mate? Oh, gee, I wish it was in tune. Actually, I would play something. I'm still capable of doing something, but I wish I could get this arthritis thing fixed. But anyway, yeah, this guitar is a Yamaha, all right, and it's made from Californian redwoods, right? You've heard of them, the Californian redwoods. And I've been in that district in California, and it's an incredible area. It's wonderful. Some of these trees have been growing for a very long time, so I kind of felt a bit guilty about this. Maybe a tree had to be cut down to make my guitar, or at least part of it was used to make my guitar. But I mean, these types of guitars are made from wood, so you've got to cut down some trees to do it. But yeah, it was made with Californian redwoods because they felt the it would produce the best sound. Yeah, I don't know whether that's true or not, but it's still a beautiful guitar. But like what I was saying at the beginning, I've never been the best at anything. I've never been the best at anything. Even when I was at high school, athletics, I was into athletics, right? No, I was a sprinter, right? I was a sprinter, not much of a marathon guy, but I was a sprinter, and I was pretty quick. But there was always someone who could beat me. Always, there was always someone. I hardly ever won a race. I'd come number 2, I'd come number 3 or 4, but never number 1, right? But hey, philosophical about it. Then when we move into the world of business and income generation and all the rest of it, there's probably always going to be someone better than you, but you can still prosper mightily. That's the message for today. As we come into this weekend, another weekend. Yes, I did show the guitar, Laura, a little bit. I better put my glasses back on. These are my show glasses. When I do stand-up comedy. My oldest son is into stand-up comedy. He loves it, and he loves watching it. He's done a bit of stand-up work himself, and he's still sort of overcoming nerves, etc. But he took me to a thing a couple of months ago. It was a comedy night, right? And as I was watching these comedians do their stuff, and one of whom was particularly good, I started thinking, yeah, I reckon I could almost do that if I could overcome my fear. I could almost do that because I've got all sorts of crazy stories that I could share, and I think they would probably garner some laughs, you know. But okay, the guitar. You don't want to hear about the marketing today. You just want to see my freaking guitar. There it is. There. Yeah, it needs a bit of a polish up. The pickups probably need to be. The gold plating needs to be redone, etc. I've had it done a few times over the years, bring it back to, pristine condition. But I don't know whether I'd find anybody here in Asia to do it to my satisfaction. But next time I bring it out, I'll make sure it's tuned. I'll get some new strings, and because if I start tuning it now, I know that the first top string, the E string particularly, is probably going to snap. Okay, if I start tweaking it there, it's probably going to snap because it's got a bit of rust on it. So never mind, not at all, not a problem. It was just to illustrate a point that there's always going to be someone who's better than you. You don't have to be best. You don't have to be awesome. You don't. You just need to have something that's a little bit interesting, a little bit unique to bring to your audience, something that is expressed in a way that kind of connects with just a few people at a time, and you can build an audience from that. Should you do Facebook Lives? Well, if you're a bit nervous about doing Facebook Lives, why don't you try recorded video, and then post those, load them up to, let's say, Facebook, so people can see the recorded videos. And even if you mess up, it's like I was saying last week, I'm a bit of a late adopter to the Facebook Live thing. I wasn't convinced that it was going to be a platform with a future. But once I'd come to that conclusion, I made the decision to do Facebook Lives, but wasn't completely comfortable about doing the live thing. But as I was saying last week, in the last few weeks, the last month or so, the last 1 to 2 months, I think I've just found my authentic voice. And instead of, I used to have notes and bullet point notes and all that sort of stuff. But I just discarded that. Just talk from the heart. I have a bit of an idea as to what I want to talk about up here, implanted in my little brain, and I just run through that sequence. I've got the bullet points memorised. There's 4 or 5 bullet points. Most of the time I've got to memorise, so I generally don't need to use notes. Occasionally I might. If I'm doing a full training, okay, that's different. I need a structure. We all need a structure. Otherwise, we can go off into tangents, and a 1-hour training becomes a 3-hour marathon, and nobody needs that. So, but look, how to get the voice out to people? You can use your voice. You can do it with text. I love text. I still love text to this very day. And of course, video is the other thing. So recorded videos. But the Facebook Live gives you an extra edge because Facebook will distribute the lives to more people. They're very much favouring it at the moment. Don't know how long this is going to continue for, but hey, I'm always of the view, make hay while the sun shines, right? So make hay while the sun shines, because you never know when they might turn the tap off. I mean, they're all forever changing things, okay? But it seems that Facebook is very much committed to the Facebook Live platform, so why not make the best use of it? And it doesn't matter if you mess up. It doesn't matter if you mess up the first 10 times. Who cares? Who cares? I messed up. A Facebook Live I did the other day, I was talking about all the mistakes that I made, my most embarrassing moments using Facebook Live, my most embarrassing moments, and I had a bunch of them. I tell you what, I had technical mishaps, mainly caused by me. There were other things, like it was one thing where I was doing it on my phone and I had the phone turned up the wrong way and people couldn't see me properly. It was a fiasco. Another time when I did have my guitar, that was the first time I had my guitar, I did start to play something and then the string broke on me. Okay, so there's all sorts of things that can happen, particularly in a live performance. Look, I won't go into all of the different things, but look, you've got to chance your arm. You've got to dip your toe in the water. There's a couple of metaphors for you, but they make the point, don't they? You've got to start somewhere, and you've got enough. You're good enough as it is. And as I say, even if you mess up, so what? I watched someone's live the other day, a really good guy, Michael Grisman. I think that's the way he pronounces his name. And he said he's not real comfortable with lives, but he did a pretty good job. He did a pretty good job for a guy who was not that comfortable with lives. He did a pretty good job. And my view is that, look, if you just keep doing them, you're going to get better. You're going to get better. So, look, I'm going to be talking a bit more about that next week in my group. So I think it looks like most of you watching live are in my group. If you're watching the replay and you haven't joined the group, it's the community group. It's a kind of a learning group, a self-help group, but I'm going to be running a special 1-hour training next week, and I will be talking more about these issues, such as using Facebook Lives and other methods such as organic retargeting and so on. So if you want to plug into that, you can just say something below, and I'll make sure that you get added to the notification list. No problem at all. So that's my message for today, folks. Rock stars. Hey, rock stars. So I'm going to call people rock stars, budding rock stars from now on. Are you a budding rock star? A digital marketing rock star? I hope so, because there's lots of potential in this industry. Even though it's competitive, look, it's always been competitive. It was competitive when I started. It was competitive. Is it more competitive now? It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I'd only be giving a subjective assessment rather than an objective assessment, but it's just a bit different now. There are more people competing, but the audience has expanded as well. And our abilities, our know-how has increased. We're better. I'm a much better marketer now than I was in 2006. I didn't know anything about the online world. So although there was competition back then, I still made money, even though I didn't really have a clue what I was doing. Okay, fortunately I had a coach who gave me a lot of help early on. But you know, that we look now to 2019 and say, well, yeah, it's very competitive. There are more people in the market, yet I still make money. And other people are still making money. And some people are making more money than they've ever made before because they found a different way. They found a different idea. They implemented a different strategy. See, there are always new ideas coming along. There are always new strategies being developed. It's a very creative and dynamic field. And that's where you get your edge from, ultimately. You do. So you don't want to do Facebook Live? Well, I'd say do it anyway. I didn't want to do it either, right? I didn't want to do Facebook Live. I've embraced a whole bunch of new strategies this year, right? Because I said, okay, 2019 is going to be my big leap forward year. So I had to embrace new strategies that I had perhaps been resisting up until now, because last year I did pretty well, but towards the end of the year I felt I was coasting, right? I was coasting, I was marking time, so something had to be done. So don't worry about competition. There are always new ideas coming along, new ideas, new twists, new nuances, different ways of doing the thing, and you can start implementing those ideas, and you'll create your own little audience, your own tribe, People will follow you because they see you as being a leader, an innovator perhaps, even though you're copying someone else's strategy. They still see you as a kind of a change maker, an implementer, and a leader. And believe me, everyone at some point in their lives is looking for a leader. I've looked for leaders many times over the years in different areas and different niches, different strategies. I needed a leader to help me with, you know, X strategy. I needed another leader to help me with Y strategy. You understand what I'm saying? It's never changing. It's a creative field, and whilst it remains a creative field, and I think it always will, there is always scope for new people to jump in and find that little gap in the market, exploit it, and prosper. So that's it. That's my message. That's it for today, folks. My leap forward year. Okay, well, that's great, Laurel. Great, good indeed. Great to hear from you. It's been 25 minutes. I thought it was only going to be 15 minutes, so I'll stop it here and now. Have a good weekend. For some of you, it's Thursday night. Well, I guess most of the North American people have gone to bed. But for the rest of you, it's you might be in Asia or something like that, or Australia. Okay, it's still daytime on Friday. Irrespective, have a good weekend. And for those of you who are picking up on the replay, if you want to attend that training, it'll be a 1 hour. It'll be a 1 hour training, and the title of it is "How to Make Big Bucks from a Small Audience." How to make big bucks from a small audience. So I'll be talking about some of these issues. I'll be going into more depth because it'll be a proper structured training. All right, okay, have a good one. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you, some of you, next week. Oops. Oh, goodness. I clicked the wrong freaking button, didn't I? Hang on. Boom. Boom. There we go. Okay, now I end the live. Okay, folks, I end the live. I say bye-bye, and I'm going to take someone's advice about the arthritis. I'll give that a go. I'll try anything once. And then hopefully I can get back into the game of playing the guitar. Okay, see you, rock stars. Bye-bye.